It was rainy when Amy Slanker Smith pulled her car into a parking spot at Target in the Washington, D.C. suburb where she lived. She cinched her raincoat closer around her, then hustled around the car to get her infant son, Zach, from the back seat so that they could head into the store and buy the stuff on her list. She'd done this same shopping excursion many times. A 30-something mom at the time, she worked 50 hours a week, did the daycare dash every Monday through Friday, and stopped at Target at least once a week so she could bring more stuff into her home. All in all, the actions of a typical middle-class woman. But this day would go differently. Over the previous months, Amy had been reevaluating her life and commitments. It had taken Amy and her husband Steve several years to conceive Zach. With that in mind, she had said to herself, "We worked too hard to have a child for me to just see him briefly in the mornings and put him to bed in the evenings." So, she and Steve had begun a journey of removing the excess from their life so they could be more available for their son. And now, she found herself in the Target parking lot, raindrops wetting her long brown hair. Just as she was about to drag Zach out of the seat, she stopped and just stood beside her car, staring at the giant discount store with its red and white bullseye logo prominent on the facade. Suddenly it hit me. There's nothing inside that store I truly need today, Amy remembers. There's nothing that's going to add any value to my life. Even worse, it means I'll have less time at home with my husband and son. So she got back into her car and drove away, buying nothing. From this point on, Amy was unstoppable in decluttering and de-owning everything she could. She used evenings, weekends, and Zach's nap times to do the work. Along the way, she read everything she could find about living a simpler life. The process changed her entire life. Today, she is a Becker Method certified declutterer and gives advice to others at her website, Simply Enough. Now what I try to share with others, Amy told me, is that your stuff, your time, and your money are heavily intertwined. I learned that I wanted to use my time and my money differently. But Amy's story doesn't end there. Around that same time, Amy and Steve had reconnected with their faith and had begun attending church again and growing spiritually. Minimalism freed me to become a more available mother. It also freed me to focus on my relationship with God in a different, more intentional way. We had less stuff, but more God, she says. I wonder how many Christians are like Amy on that rainy day at Target, their lives cluttered with so much stuff, so focused on buying, storing, and maintaining things that it squelches their happiness and frustrates their purpose. My guess is that, here in the United States and in many other affluent lands, this is almost a universal problem among my fellow believers, one with immense, incalculable costs. Owning more seems to be the target we're all aiming for when it comes to happiness, maybe without even realizing it. But what if that's the wrong goal? What if we need to turn and go another way? For more than 15 years, I've been promoting the virtues of minimalism and owning less. I define minimalism as the intentional promotion of the things we most value and the removal of everything that distracts us from it. Minimalism looks different from one person to another, but it is something that everyone can benefit from,